Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I am Danielle, aka Stitcherista, here on YouTube, and today is Monday, June 13th. So I decided to do a stitch with me. I am still working on Primrose Cottage Stitches Be Happy. I'm pretty sure that's what the pattern is called. Stitching it with the recommended DMC on 18 count perforated paper, and I'm using one strand of DMC. Love it very much. I have washi tape around the edge, which I'm going to leave that on there when I put it in the junk journal. So let's talk about the weekend. So I can't remember what we did on Friday. Couldn't have been that memorable. Saturday, though, I had my hair appointment, which if you follow me on Instagram, you saw my hair. And in the morning, my hair appointment was not until 12:30. In the morning, Bill went and helped my stepfather repair their riding lawnmower. All that needed to be done was replace the blade. He was over there for 2 hours, though. He said my mom talked to him for like half an hour. And I didn't go because my original hair appointment was supposed to be at 12 o'clock. Well, once Bill left, Bill had to be over my mom's at 10. And once he left and everything, my hairdresser had texted me and said, I need to push your appointment back a half an hour. Is that okay? Yeah, no problem. So Bill was playing poker Saturday night. So I knew I wouldn't see him until he got home. I didn't get home until 5:15, 5-ish, something like that. So I was there about 4.5 hours and got that done. So got home and had dinner, and I decided to work on my coloring page, which I'll have to show you in an upcoming video. I decided to work on a full, 8.5 by 11 piece from Hannah Lynn. And I did the background first. And I have all my coloring stuff out on my craft table. It's just easier, and I can have room and be spread out. So I worked on that while I watched The Color of Money. I own that movie on Amazon. Love that movie. Tom Cruise, Paul Newman, about pool. Fantastic. I've seen it so many times. I never get tired of watching it. So I watched that. And then I started to watch A Few Good Men. Demi Moore, is it Nicholson? Yes, Jack Nicholson, Tom Cruise. Again, I'm on Tom Cruise kick. So yeah, when I'm like coloring or even stitching, sometimes I just like to watch stuff that I've seen before because I don't have to pay too much attention, right? So Bill got home about 10:30 on Saturday, and Sunday, Bill and I are trying to eat a little healthier, and we've been trying to also save some money, just cut down on our expenses. So he said, why don't we forego Instacart and go to the grocery store? I was like, all right, because we were spending a week probably $20 or $25 in tips for Instacart. So there's $100 a month right there, right? So we went to the grocery store on Sunday. Got up, did that. And the grocery store we went to didn't have everything. And I said, okay. When we got back, I said, well, I'm going to go to another grocery store and get the stuff that we missed. And I also had to go to the drugstore. So I did that and came home, and it was hot. I was just tired, a little irritated. So I sat down and did some stitching. You can see I finished the design in the center, the Be Humble part. And it was good to just sit and just do that and not think about everything going on, right? So that night we had dinner and we watched, oh my God, we watched that Adam Sandler movie on Netflix called The Hustle that everyone's talking about. So good. I love Adam Sandler in a drama role much more than comedy, like the dumb comedies he does. He's perfection in drama. So the movie was fantastic. We both really liked it. So the movie took us up to bedtime. And I had put on, here's a good little story. I had put on some of the Impress nails. Remember I used to use those a long time ago? I've become increasingly dissatisfied with using fake nails, like the gel nails, the Impress nails, all that stuff. It's time consuming and it seems to somewhat ruin my natural nail. And you know, I've been trying to edge towards simplicity in my life. And last night when the Impress nails started to come off, I told Bill, I said, okay, that's it. That's it. I'm going to go back to just painting my fingernails and hopefully I can get them healthier. And so I had to go back to the grocery store today to get, I forgot cucumbers, to get cucumbers. And I bought a bottle of nail polish this morning. And I painted my nails. So we're going to see the problem when I was painting my nails before was that because of typing and housework and stuff like that, my nails were chipping within a day. So we're going to see because, yeah, I'm just, plus whether it was the gel nail or the Impress nails, I was always catching my hair in it because it would get underneath the nail. And the past time I had put the gel nails on, I chipped them like twice. And I don't know if it's because I cured them too much, but I'm just like, okay, I don't want to pay like $14 for nails anymore. So we're giving the nail polish a shot. And it's nice to just have like my natural nails. You know what I mean? So there was that. And then, so that happened. And yeah, I mean, it's been pretty, not much going on, you know, here. So yeah, that's it. Actually, while I stitched on this and recorded it, because remember, I'm doing a voiceover when I do a Stitch With Me, I started watching the movie Rounders with Matt Damon and Edward Norton about card players. So good. Another good movie. As is 21 is good. Kevin Spacey. Yeah, those are good. Okay. So this is going to be pretty short, I'm guessing. Oh, I do have another little story. Okay, so you know my hug ring that Bill got me as part of my birthday present. The ring is really lightweight and it's adjustable. Like you can squeeze it to fit your finger. Well, when I came home Saturday from the hair place, in between making dinner, I ran the dishwasher, I made tea, I did a bunch of house stuff. I lost the ring. I lost the hug ring. And I'm like, oh my God. Where it has to be, did I throw it away? Like, I can't even believe I would have thrown it away. No, by accident. And I thought, oh my God, because normally when I take my rings off, I have like this ring holder that one of my subscribers got me. That's a fox. I hang my rings on its tail. So I thought, oh my God. I looked all around, tore apart the house, no ring. I thought, well, I'm going to have to ask him where he got it and be like, oh, so-and-so really liked the ring and wants to know where I got it. And then buy another one because I did not want to tell him that I lost the ring. Luckily, the ring was only $17 because I asked him yesterday and he didn't notice I didn't have it on the past day. So he told me where he got it. He said, I got it from Amazon. I'm like thinking to myself, perfection, right? So I went and I ordered another one. It was going to be here today. And so I ran the dishwasher this morning. Now I've been getting up really early, and by really early, like 5:36. When I get up that early, it lets me get a whole host of stuff done before my workday starts. So I ran the dishwasher, and when I got back from the grocery store, it was done, so I was going to empty it. When I am emptying the dishwasher, I pull out the top rack, and I see this silver thing clang to like fall to the bottom of the dishwasher. And I'm like, what is that? And I pick it up. It was the ring, the hug ring. Of course, it was all bent out of shape, but I was able to put it on my finger and squeeze it. I couldn't believe it. Somehow, when I was loading the dishwasher after dinner Saturday, it must have gotten, like, it must have fell off my finger. I must have caught something on my finger and pulled it off and didn't realize it. I was just like, oh my God, because I literally said, okay, I'm going to give this to God. I'm going to just, God, lead me to what I need to do. Are you going to show me where I lost it? Or do I need to order one? Well, like I said, I went ahead and ordered one because it had been like a good, like entire day that I couldn't find it. Luckily, I was able to go in and cancel the order. I can't believe I found it. I was so blown away, right? I was so blown away. So that's a good little small miracle story, right? That it was in the dishwasher. And that Bill didn't empty the dishwasher and find it. Because he'd have been like, are you missing something? Yeah. All right. So I don't really have anything else to talk about. We're going to do a small miracle story. And we're going to do the Unfuck Yourself entry for today. And then that's going to be it. I hope you guys all had a great weekend. It was pretty hot here. It actually rained on Saturday, though. So it was, yeah. Okay. Let's see. Okay, this story is kind of long. So, wow, the story is really long. And that's great because this so far is only 12 minutes. And I recorded myself 45 minutes stitching. All right, this is a perfect story then to read. Okay. He was born to a life of privilege, and as the times mandated, rebelled fiercely when he was 19. Donning the faded, torn denim uniform of his generation, Joey Rickless dropped out of college, quit his part-time job. There's an asterisk there. Was his name changed? Moment. I don't know. Okay. Joey Rickless dropped out of college, quit his part-time job, and announced to his widowed father that he was taking off for India in search of enlightenment. Sensitive and psychologically astute, his father, Adam Rickless, withstood this blow with equanimity and grace, heeding the advice of friends who counseled patience, tolerance, and love. Joey was acting normal for his age, they explained confidently, and the storm would soon blow over, they were sure. So Adam told his son that he understood that he was testing his wings and carving out his own unique identity, and he assured him that he accepted the convulsions erupting in his life with sympathy and understanding. But when Joey revealed one day that he had broken with his religion, his father snapped. Adam Rickless, the father, was a Holocaust survivor. His entire family had been murdered by the Nazis, and he alone had withstood the barbaric hardships of 3 concentration camps. Upon learning that he was the sole survivor of his family, he had silently pledged that the religion his relatives had died for would not die with him. Although many survivors had come away with the opposite attitude, abandoning the religion of their youth in anger and pain, Adam's perspective had been quite different. To divorce himself from the religion of his murdered relatives would be no less than a betrayal of their lives and their deaths. In Cleveland, Adam had clung tightly to his Jewish traditions and religious rituals, carefully incorporating them into his family's day-to-day existence. He sent his children to Hebrew day school, took them to synagogue regularly, and saw to it that they adhered strictly to religious law. He was proud that he had raised religious children who would carry on the family's heritage. But now his own son was announcing that he was scorning this very legacy, making a mockery of his family's losses. Adam could countenance anything but this, meaning he could deal with anything but that, right? "Get out of here," he screamed at Joey. "Get out of my home and never come back. You are not my son. I disown you from my heart, from my soul, from my life. I never want to see you again." Oh, boy. "Well, that's just fine with me," Joey shouted back, "because I never want to see you again either." In India, Joey traveled from guru to guru, seeking wisdom, spirituality, concrete answers to life's elusive mysteries. During his travels, he hooked up with Sarah, his female counterpart, in many ways. She too had dropped out of a religious Jewish home and was looking for another spiritual path. They were certain they were soulmates. They had been together for 6 years when Joey accidentally encountered an old classmate from Cleveland on a street corner in Bombay. Joey and Sammy embraced happily. "This is unbelievable," they told each other. They were avidly trading the stories of their respective adventures when Sammy's eyes clouded and he said somberly, "Hey, Joey, I was really sorry to hear about your dad." "My dad?" Joey repeated dumbly. "What do you mean?" "Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Then you don't know, obviously." "Know what?" Joey asked, now rigid with dread. "Oh, Joey, your father died a couple of months ago. No one wrote you?" "No one knew where I was," Joey replied slowly, dumbstruck by the news. "What did he die of?" "A heart attack." "Not a heart attack," Joey said, his eyes welling with tears. "More like a broken heart, I'm sure. And I'm the cause. I killed him. I killed my own father." "Joey, don't be ridiculous," Sarah murmured, touching his shoulder in compassion. "You had nothing to do with your father's death." "Sarah, you're wrong," Joey answered. "I had everything to do with my father's death." For several days afterward, Joey lived in a stupor, dazed with grief and remorse. He could not shake his overwhelming certainty that the pain he had inflicted on his father had taken his life. In the back of his mind, he had always hoped for a reconciliation. Somehow he had been sure that a loving reunion would one day take place. Now he would never be able to ask his father's forgiveness or return to the warm embrace of his love, and he would never have the closure, the resolution that he so desperately needed. "Sarah," he shook his head mournfully a few days after learning of his father's death, "I can't go on like this anymore. India tastes like ashes to me now. I know you'll think I'm strange, but I have to go to Israel." "Israel?" Sarah said in surprise, wrinkling her nose in distaste as only an entrenched religious rebel could. "Why do you want to go to Israel?" "I just feel a pull, Sarah. I can't explain it, but I have to go." Okay, so we'll go," she agreed unhappily. When the plane landed, Joey turned to Sarah and said, "I want to go pray." "Are you turning weird on me, Joey?" she asked in mock concern. "Sarah, please." Okay, she relented. "So you want to pray? Fine. You want to go to a synagogue?" "No, Sarah, I want to go to the wall. It's the only remnant left of the first and second temples, considered the holiest site in Jerusalem. People believe that God's presence is stronger there than in any other place in Israel. It's where people from all over the world go to pray, to petition God, to ask for miracles. What I want to do is pray for my father's forgiveness." "Okay," Sarah said, "let's go. But I have to tell you, I don't like the direction you seem to be taking." "Sarah," Joey cried out in anguish, "why don't you understand?" "I understand only too well, Joey. I understand that you're not the same Joey I knew all these years. You used to laugh at all this crap together with me, and now you want to go pray at a wall. Look, Sarah, I'm in pain. I loved my father. He's dead. I feel I killed him. Why are you making this so hard for me?" They quarreled for an hour and finally decided to split up. "Sarah, I don't know why this is happening," Joey said sadly. "I thought you were my soulmate." "I am," she said softly, planting a tender and regretful kiss on his cheek. "But our souls simply aren't in alignment anymore. Goodbye, Joey." Approaching the wall on foot, Joey looked from a distance at the clusters of people thronging the plaza. Ethiopians in African headdress, Yemenites in white traditional robes, Americans in t-shirts and little yarmulkes? Yarmulkes? I don't know how to pronounce that. All coming to press their lips against the cool stones, cry warm tears, and fervently beseech God with their personal petitions. Joey approached a security guard, one of dozens tensely scanning the crowds. "Excuse me," he said. "Can I get a prayer book anywhere around here?" Silently, the guard pointed in the direction of a bearded rabbi who was dispensing religious paraphernalia. Yarmulkes, again, I'm so sorry if I'm mispronouncing that. Prayer books, women's scarves to the uninitiated. Donning a borrowed yarmulke. I have to find out how to pronounce that. Give me 1 second. Is it a yarmulke? That's how you pronounce it, isn't it? A yarmulke. Okay. I've never seen it spelled. I've always just heard it. So, donning a borrowed yarmulke and clutching a prayer book, Joey made his way to a section of the wall. Watching the others and simulating their movements, he rested his head against the smooth stone of the wall, tried to encircle it with his arm to create an aura of privacy, and began to silently pray. He thought the words would seem foreign after all these years and that he would chant them haltingly, but instead they flowed forth from him in a familiar, comforting stream. He closed his eyes and recalled his father's intonation of these same words as he was transported back in memory to different realms, the world of his youth. "Oh, Dad," he sobbed, "how I wish I could ask your forgiveness. How I wish I could tell you how much I loved you, how much I regret all the pain I caused you. I didn't mean to hurt you, Dad. I was just trying to find my own way. You meant everything to me, Dad. I wish I could tell you that." When Joey finished praying, he turned around at a loss at what to do next. Then he observed people around him scribbling notes and inserting them into the crevices of the wall. Curious as to what this behavior meant, he approached a young man and asked, "Excuse me, why are so many people putting little pieces of paper into the cracks of the wall?" "Oh, these are their petitions," the youth answered, "their prayers. It is believed that the stones are so holy that requests placed inside of them will be especially blessed." "Can I do that too?" Joey asked, intrigued. "Sure, but be warned, it isn't easy to find an empty crevice anymore," the young man laughed. "Jews have been coming here for centuries to ply God with their prayers." Joey wrote, "Dear Father, I beg you to forgive me for the pain I caused you. I loved you very much, and I will never forget you. And please know that nothing that you taught me was in vain. I will not betray your family's deaths, I promise." When he had finished writing the note, Joey searched for an empty crevice. The young man had not exaggerated. All of the wall's cracks were filled, crammed, overflowing with petitioners' notes, and it took him close to an hour to find an empty space. But it turned out to not be empty after all. When he slid his own small note into the crack, he accidentally dislodged another that had already been resting there, and it fell to the ground. "Oh no, I've pushed out someone's note," Joey thought, a little panic-stricken, wondering what he should do with it. He stooped down to retrieve it, and holding the rolled-up paper in his palm, began searching for another space in which to insert it. But suddenly overcome by a tremendous curiosity to read the words of the unknown petitioner, Joey did something uncharacteristically unscrupulous. He rolled open the note to examine its contents, and this is what he read. "My dear son Joey, if you should ever happen to come to Israel and somehow miraculously find this note, this is what I want you to know. I always loved you, even when you hurt me, and I will never stop loving you. You are and always will be my beloved son, and Joey, please know that I forgive you for everything and only hope that you in turn will forgive a foolish old man." The note was signed Adam Rickless, Cleveland, Ohio. "Sir, are you all right? Sir, sir," the disembodied voice came from a distance, shattering Joey's reverie. He didn't know how long he had been standing there, numb, paralyzed with shock, clutching his father's note in his trembling hand, tears flowing in rivulets down his face. Stunned, he turned to face the young man who had instructed him on the writing of the petition moments ago. "Listen," said the young man warmly, draping a sympathetic arm around Joey's shoulder. "You don't have to tell me. It will be Sabbath soon. It's almost sundown. Would you like to come spend it with me?" 3 years later, Joey had returned to his religion and was a full-time rabbinical student. "Wow. I think it's time for you to marry," the head rabbi said to him one day. "My wife likes to play matchmaker, and she says she has the perfect girl for you. I've told her about you, and she says she's positive she has found your soulmate. It's someone like you, a returnee to Judaism, who studies at my wife's women's school. Would you like to meet her? Come to my house tonight for dinner, and she'll be there." That evening, Joey entered the rabbi's house and was escorted to the living room. There, sitting on the couch, was none other than his old love, Sarah. They stared across the room at each other in shock and awe, and Sarah blinked back tears. How did this happen, Sarah?" Joey asked in stunned surprise. "Well, after we split up," Sarah said, "I began to wander around Israel. I'm here already, I might as well see the country before I head back to India, I told myself. So I started trekking around, and despite myself began to fall in love with the country, the people, and the religion. One day, someone told me about a great women's school, so here I am. Sarah, I thought about you so often all these years. Well, I guess our souls are in alignment now, she said softly as she turned to him with a welcoming smile. Wow, that was quite the powerful story. Wow, wow, wow. And you know, I'm a firm believer in that things happen for a reason, that where, you know, I want to say this, like God will lead you to where you need to go. That kind of stuff, all meant to happen. And mind you, it took years, right? I think a lot of times, and I've heard this in YouTube videos, when people pray for things, they expect it to happen immediately. And I've also heard, you know, that when God is not answering your prayer, he is still working though, right? And that, I mean, that proves it. Years. It was years for them to come back together, for him to find his father's note. I mean, wow, just wow. Wow, wow, wow. Okay. What a great story. All right, so how are we going to continue to unfuck ourselves in 2022? That was a medium tear. Okay. When you realize it's been you all along, it sticks in your throat when you try to blame someone else. You can smell your own bullshit from quite a distance after a while, too. You know, a lot of things come down to us. It really does. It really, really, really does. Okay, guys, I hope you all are having a great Monday. As always, if you have any questions, please leave them in the comments section below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Thank you so much for watching and subscribing and spending about 27 minutes of your time with me today. And I will see you in my next video. Bye, guys.